Myth players, this is Par 73 and welcome to Myth World Cup 1999 shoutcast spree. We are in the 5th round now. The elimination part, or rather the elimination round, which is the first half of the bottom bracket, is now kicking off with Men of Rohan and Civil Order. Now, Men of Rohan, after being sent to the bottom bracket earlier in the tournament, faced off against Victus Semper. They were able to defeat them 2-1, I believe, in some somewhat close games. And Civil recently sent to the bottom bracket by BMF. Really getting taken out early in the beginning of that game and match, and after that it was just a cakewalk for BMF. So we'll have to see which one of these teams overcomes the other today and survives. I'm told that both of these teams are fairly respected orders, and also Men of Rohan was allegedly the first order on Myth or something, and then Civil Order followed suit shortly after. But with that in mind, let's go through the players here. Looks like we got a 7-on-6 for the Men of Rohan. They are captained by Rohan. With him is Monte 6, McManus, Toast, Skeletor, Bishop, and Hyro Blam AS. You'll notice the Delta symbols are in all the more players' names. That was their password, I believe, and a favorite symbol by them. Meanwhile, for Civil, we got 6 players. Captain Ananab Tilps is accompanied by El Destructo, Fod, Stinger, Ruiner, and Visigoth. The game is Trow Terry's. If I had a Trow out there for you don't know, and it happens to be body count for the game type. So we'll have to see how the teams play this out. Bringing up the chat, we got good lucks, at least to their own teammates by Civil. And Hyro feels like bombs are going to be sent to his house. Uh-oh. Good thing this is from 1999. And Visigoth talking to his bros, Dong Mightily Men. We'll have to see if the donging takes place. The Civil's gonna send at least 4 of their Trow mid. There's only one Men of Rohan Trow present. They're opting to send both their Trow on the flanks. You'll see now the southern one will be crossing the river, as well as the 2 north Trow. Civil has a huge Trow advantage mid, and more are going to be forced up against this close side. The souls can be a little bit protected, but now you have the flanking Trow coming in, and Civil opting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Warlocks and 12 as Soulless along with their 5 Trow. And I take it they did not max their Mercuridia. So we'll have to see if the Warlock advantage plays a role here. On the Trow for Civil, El Destructo has 2. And Ananab Tilps in control of 1 Trow, Sunworks, and a Warlock. Stinger and Visigoth also have 1 Trow apiece. Fod and Ruiner are in control of the Soulless and a large amount of Warlocks here. But looks like Rest of Moore's mid is just camping out. It is body count, by the way. Both teams still respectively have 10 points. No damage has been scored either, so neither team has a +5 bonus at the end of the game for pretty much winning the game. It looks like Moore's Trow are going to split up a little bit. Skeletor identifies their strategy with the amount of Warlocks. Right now we got a push from McManus. He's going to take a punch for 5 damage. He's going to take another punch for 5 damage, or 4 damage rather. Another punch coming in. So Civil has a BC lead. He's not able to get to that Warlock, or he might be getting there now. But Civil's defense is solid. And the more Trow just aren't coordinated enough. Hyro's Trow and Bishop's Trow just off, standing in the distance. Civil is in a pretty good position to defend that hill, but at the same time blow up all their own units with those Warlocks. Albeit, it doesn't look like Moore is that interested in pushing. Some of their units are split up, so that those mid players are in control of Trow, and that's taking all of their attention up. And Hyro with some friendly taunts in his teammates. That's about all the action that's going on here. As El Destructo notices he has a health advantage here against these two Trow. And Civil has no problem with a 5-point win here. Throw on that automatic camera. Stinger looking to come in on the pinch on McManus's Trow. He's just going to get punched to pieces here. It's very low red on health. Looks like Civil also able to get a hold of a white there. And Men of Rohan just put themselves in a really bad spot there. McManus was trying to make something happen. Ends up pretty much completely giving his Trow away. For about 55 damage points. I think Moore scored some damage on killing a white there. And that's just going to put the difference between the teams even larger. As Moore drops below 100%, they only have 9 points now. Civil with the lead and the 100% is 15 points. So we have a 6-point lead for Civil right now. Looks like the teams are going to focus more on mid now. More backing off. Their opening strategy not so successful. Hyro getting off his shot early. It's not long enough to score a decent shot. And I've seen very little complaints of lag so far this match. Very nice to see. There's 3:15 left in the game, as noted by Bishop of Men of Rohan. And we'll have to see if a move is made. I mean, there's just so many Warlocks here. They could just set off a chain reaction if they're not taken care of properly. And Civil just baiting their opponent, letting the clock run out. Men of Rohan does have some white sunk, but it looks like they're going to be completely useless here. As you can tell, Civil will not be pushing. Rohan trying to do something with his one Trow, but the rest of his team is not coordinating with him. You'll see now Bishop, Pyro, McManus, Skeletor all springing some of their units into action. But they need to push with the Trow and the Mercs behind them, along with the Souls supporting and out of the range of those Warlocks. And Civil just bringing their Warlocks to the front line now. And I guess Toast is lagging too much. He drops his units off to a teammate. "1 minute, get ready," says Fod. We're gonna get rid of the chat for a little extra viewing here. Looks like LD providing some upfront pressure. Fod has an opportunity to hit some souls here. We'll have to see what happens. And the Warlocks just staying out of each other's range. Throughout the contents of this game, there's 30 seconds left. More saying don't, but I mean they have 9% to spare here to drop Civil below. Civil's gonna knock out one of their Trow. Rohan does not get the kill off. Civil might end the game with 100% here. And they do, folks. That's it. Civil ends the game. They get 5 points for winning. 10 points for the 100%. That's 15 points. And Men of Rohan get 8 points for their percentages. They just dropped below 90% by losing that Trow. Dropped from 9 points to 8, so the margin widens a little bit more. Civil has a 7-point lead at the end of game 1. They win this one 6 players to 7. More just they had the early initiative. They got basically fly swatted, and then after that kind of lacked the confidence to push effectively. They had full vision on their opponent's white, so they should have been comfortable to push that river. Perhaps it was all the Warlocks that worried them, but who knows? Who knows? Let's try to look at the stats here. Civil only 3 kills this game, 0 losses, 132 damage. Those 3 kills do put Men of Rohan under the 90%, however. It looks like it happens to be 1 Trow, and there might have been some Solus involved in there. Just enough for a 7-point lead. 0 losses, playing it flawlessly, inviting their opponents to push, and they never did. Ananab Tilps going 0-0-24. El Destructo 1-0, 71 damage. Heavy hitting with his Trow for this game. Very well job done right there, man. And Stinger 1-0-21. Fod 1-0-10. Ruiner going 0-0-5. And Visigoth 0s across the board. However, he did maintain his 1 Trow pretty damn well. Just barely any damage done to it. And for the Men of Rohan, they net 0 kills on the map, which can be reflected in this graph. You only see Civil's bar line. They only net 17 damage and 5 losses. If you look at the graph over time, Civil gets that damage and kill lead or at least the damage lead pretty early. More tries to come back, but they're already too far behind, and you know, lack the confidence to push there against Civil Order. Maybe it's a respect thing, but I mean, out of respect, don't you want to give your opponents the best fight you can? So, you know, it comes down to a 7-point defeat here for them. They have a deficit going into game 2. Looking at their individual stats, Rohan going 0-2-3. Pyro 0 kills, 0 losses, 9 damage. Bishop 0 kills, 0 losses, 4 damage. Monte 0 kills, 0 losses, 1 damage. Skeletor and Toast get zeros across the board. And McManus 0 kills, 0 damage, and really hurting his team with this, 3 losses. You know, Men of Rohan loses 5 units here. Civil ends up getting 3 kills. I think they kicked a white or 2 as well. Maybe popped one with the Warlock. I'm not so sure. But they were pretty much in control of this game. They felt comfortable with that 7-point lead. And, you know, if the teams duke it out, how much percentage are you really going to have left? You know, on top of the game-winning bonus. So that's that, folks. This is game 1 all wrapped up and done between Civil Order and more. They're going to continue on to game 2. It should be a good one, folks. Stay tuned and enjoy. Thank you for watching. This is Part 73 signing out, and GG.